In this video, I'm comparing two Android devices. One is a PC, another is a phone. Many of you might be wondering how am I running Android on PC? Like some of you are thinking, it is not an emulation, it is running natively. I will be comparing these two devices by using this app known as Performance Test Mobile. It's the same app running on both the devices. Let me just start this app on the phone. And first of all, let us verify the system. Since it's a custom PC, it is showing the model as system model name. It's running Android 9. It's obviously x86, Intel Core i3, 3rd generation, and it's properly detected as 3.3 GHz, 3 GB of RAM. Actually, this system has 4 GB, but 1 GB is been given as the fake storage of this operating system, as it is not installed on the hard drive. Instead, it's running live from a USB that I have plugged into my PC. Anyways, that was enough for the PC. Now let's check the information of the phone as well. It's pretty normal, nothing special over here. You can pause the video to read if you want. But now the thing that I always keep talking about in many of my videos was that x86 is so power hungry, so inefficient. It eats electricity like anything. In a world of energy crisis, we should all shift to ARM. And I have many more thoughts like that. But I wanted to share with you a live testing of a smartphone, a pretty typical smartphone, Snapdragon 710, versus a very low-end PC, which actually requires 40 times more electricity than this phone. And just to be clear, the amount of idle wattage that a PC requires, within that same amount of power, you can literally charge 3 or 4 phones like this. I mean, fast charge. If you're doing slow charging, then you can probably charge 8 mobile phones like this, and still they would produce the same performance. Anyways, I've been comparing ARM devices versus x86 devices only on Geekbench scores, but to make the test a bit more fairer, we need to use some other benchmark. That's why I shifted to Passmark, running completely natively on this thing. No emulation, no ARM support, nothing like that. It's completely x86 but an Android app, and here it's completely ARM, fully native. So let's start with the first test that says integer math. And you need to keep in mind that when these tests are going on, the PC is pulling a lot of power. It's pulling a lot of power from that socket. And when the test is going on the phone, it's pulling quite a little amount of power compared to that PC. And there is literally like this much small battery on which the entire phone is operating. So it is very clear that for the CPU inside the phone to operate, you need like 2 watts of power, while for the Intel Core i3 in my PC, you need 55 watts. And now, isn't it crazy? It has used 55 watts of power just to produce what? 12,344 million operations per second. And here, just on 2 watts, only on 2 watts, it has pulled out 24,518 million operations. It might be shocking, but it's a reality. This is no fake video. I am trying to prove that right now. It's no fake video. There's no sort of edit going on over here. Absolutely real video. Look at that. It's horrible. So it finally has got proven that Geekbench is not biased towards ARM devices. ARM is literally very energy efficient, while x86 is some sort of a monster which always eats electricity. I don't know. Anyways, now let's quickly perform some other test as well, and I will share with you the results. Now, just to be clear that the CPU is actually eating up power, I can literally hear sitting at this place, when something operation is going on, the CPU cooler literally starts blowing air and it makes quite a noise. So if I move my camera back behind my system, you can hear it. So I've performed all the tests on both the devices, and it's pretty shocking. Now only Intel is in trouble, but maybe in a few years, if Qualcomm and maybe Apple put a lot of efforts into their CPU and GPU engineering, they will seriously put AMD in trouble as well. It's not a joke. You are literally seeing what is a kind of performance. You are literally seeing how much difference is there in the performance, and what an extreme difference is there in the efficiency. It's pretty bad. You might say that my PC is of 2012 technology while this is 2018 technology, and you are absolutely right. No doubt, this is 2012 technology, while this is 2018 or say 2019 technology. But I just wanted to say that if it is using like 40 times more electricity, I'm emphasizing on it, if it is using 40 times more electricity, then why the hell is it not even producing 4 times the performance? What's the answer? That is the thing that I want to share to all. But you know, who watches such videos? Actually, no one. And nobody will be interested in this video anyway. So that was the thing that I was going to tell you about the CPU. Now I've discovered via Geekbench that x86 GPUs are more efficient than CPUs. But you know, here it is HD graphics. So what can you expect from Intel HD graphics? It's not even the Radeon, those graphics in AMD APUs. It is the terrible HD graphics on my PC. So what can you expect from it? Still, I will spend some time running all these tests and then you would see the results. Well, now it's quite funny. Actually, Intel HD graphics, that integrated iGPU, has actually outperformed a dedicated GPU on a smartphone, which is quite funny because this is no graphics card, there's nothing like that. It's just HD graphics. That also not the HD 650, I suppose. It is 2500. It's a pretty bad graphics, but it is somewhat ahead a smartphone, and it's actually trying to justify its power consumption right now. Anyways, let's now go into 3D graphics and see what happens. In 3D graphics test, once again, ARM is outperforming x86, even if this is pulling 40 times more electricity than this. Just imagine if we put this phone's battery, that's just 3300 mAh, and we power this PC, we couldn't be able to do anything. It would just, the battery would finish off within a few minutes. Whereas, you can just, if we do the same things, we can just run this thing for hours and hours. This is definitely proving that how much ahead is Qualcomm in efficiencies when comparing to Intel and AMD as well. Yes, AMD as well, because AMD is not as efficient as Qualcomm, even though it is more efficient and more better than Intel. I know, you can literally compare the scores by watching the things. Okay. So that's it for this video.